Thom Hartmann here on the news. You need to know this. The New York Times is reporting that torture, at the very most, played a tiny role in the killing of Osama bin Laden, confirming what both Bush's national security advisor and his Secretary of Defense, as well as the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, have said. In fact, as the paper reports, when waterboarding was used on two prisoners, including on Khalid Sheikh Mohammed over 180 times, the information obtained as a result was completely false. That's what tends to happen when people are being tortured. They'll say anything or say whatever they think people want to hear just to make it stop. That's why torture doesn't work. Yet right-wingers like Congressman Peter King and Karl Rove are still touting torture as the way to go. I guess they just get a kick out of seeing people suffer, be it tough terrorist suspects or the American middle class. The White House has released some new details about bin Laden's death. He was reportedly unarmed when SEALs raided the compound and shot and killed him. Initial reports that he used his wife as a human shield are not true. On the decision to kill bin Laden instead of taking him alive, White House Press Secretary Jay Carney said there was concern that bin Laden would oppose the capture operation, and indeed he resisted. After the body was thoroughly identified, it was taken out to the North Arabian Sea, placed in a white sheet and weighted bag, and slid into the waters while religious remarks were read. CIA Director Leon Panetta announced yesterday that it's likely that the photos of bin Laden, which have been described as gruesome, will be released for the public to see, although there's a debate in the White House being led by Hillary Clinton that release of the photos is unnecessary and could further inflame religious extremists in the Middle East. And she notes the deathers will likely be unsatisfied with pictures anyway. They're demanding the long-form corpse. In the best of the rest of the news, who's screwed? Women. After 2 weeks off, Republicans in the House are back on track with their war against women. Today, they'll vote on the No Taxpayer Funding for Abortion Act, a bill that's been the subject of a lot of controversy since Republicans are attempting to redefine rape in it, making, quote, forcible rape, end quote, the only criteria by which government funds can be used in abortion procedures. There's the Republican Party for you, with questions left unanswered about our nation's role in the Middle East after bin Laden was killed and the role of Pakistan in hiding bin Laden. Republicans would rather focus on rape victims. Not only do we need to end the wars in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Libya, we need to end the Republican war on women, too. A New York Times CBS poll has confirmed what we all expected was going to happen, a public approval jump for President Obama. According to the poll, 57% of Americans now approve of the job the president's doing, up 11 points from last month, with most of that newfound support coming from Republicans and independents. Could be good news for the 2012 election, but never underestimate the power of Rove and the chamber spending hundreds of millions of dollars come election time, courtesy of the right-wing extremists on the Supreme Court. For-profit colleges are in the crosshairs. Attorneys general in 10 states are investigating for-profit colleges for deceptive recruiting practices and mishandling of financial aid money. The for-profit college industry is booming thanks in large part to huge handouts from you and me, the taxpayer, and very little spent on actually helping students find a job after they graduate. Only 10% of students in America attend for-profit colleges, yet these colleges account for more than half of student loan defaults. All the while, CEOs of these schools are swimming in cash thanks to lavish bonuses and enormous salaries. With the heat turned up, look for the for-profit college industry to unleash their lobbyists to keep the status quo. There's still a lot more money to be made in conning students into an expensive but useless college course. While China is educating its kids as a top priority, America is allowing our kids to get screwed over. In news coming out of wannabe dictator Governor Rick Snyders, Michigan, the City Commission of Benton Harbor has ruled that the appointment of Joseph Harris, the guy who Republican Governor Snyder sent over to fire all the local elected officials, break the union contracts, sell off the city to corporations and Republican cronies, is completely unconstitutional. Earlier this year, Governor Snyder gave himself new powers to take over local cities that are struggling financially and appoint a financial manager to make sweeping changes that are unanswerable to democracy. Unfortunately, considering that the city commission, even though it's elected by the people, no longer has any power since Snyder's takeover, it's likely that their unconstitutional decree will go nowhere. You no longer need to travel to the Middle East to see firsthand what life is like under despotic rule. Just move to Benton Harbor, Michigan. Get out your snorkels. Scientists with the Arctic Monitoring and Assessment Program, or AMAP, are forecasting a 5-foot rise in sea levels this century thanks to global warming and rapidly melting ice in Greenland and the rest of the Arctic. AMAP warns that by 2050, the Arctic Ocean could be completely ice-free, meaning that low-lying areas around the world are in danger of becoming the new ocean floor. That includes Florida and even New York City. So if you're looking for some oceanfront property, try buying a house in Tennessee. Crazy alert. While the Republicans are thanking George W. Bush for killing Osama bin Laden, average Americans are instead turning their thanks to the man that they thought had to be behind the killing, Jack Bauer. That's right, Kiefer Sutherland, the guy who played the no-holds-barred torturing terrorist hunter Jack Bauer in the Fox TV show 24, has seen his Twitter page explode with people thanking him for a job well done. Sutherland responded yesterday by saying, "Sometimes real life is better than fiction. The world is a safer place." Of course, this could be President Obama's best opportunity to silence the deathers. Have Jack Bauer kill bin Laden in a special episode of 24. These guys will believe anything they see on Fox. And that's the way it is today, Wednesday, May 4th, 2011. I'm Thom Hartmann on the news.